Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier is one of my favorite games from the 360 era. The futuristic tech, Gears of War-like walling mechanics, the fun gameplay have made this memorable for myself, and I'm sure many others. This was my first Tom Clancy's game that I ever played. Afterwards, The Division, that Strange Wildlands game, and then Rainbow Six Siege. Gosh, the countless funny, awesome, and chaotic moments in the early era of Siege was unmatched. A while ago, I got back into that game again, especially the rank scene. I ended up getting to Emerald solo, which was a big accomplishment for me. I want to revisit Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier with a twist. Pistols only. Why pistols? Well, this weapon type, compared to every other, has many downsides with not many benefits. Range and ammo capacity is generally lower than every other category. Because of that, I cannot snipe enemies at range. That's just one example. With most pistols being single shot, means I have to really pick my shots. Before we dive into the challenge, I should first lay down some ground rules. Starting things off, we must use pistols only. There are a variety of pistols to use, with there being about 4 in total. Technically 3 for our purposes, but I'll talk about that shortly. Fortunately, this game has a loadout system in place, so we will always be able to start with a pistol, unlike World at War, EO1, and some of the other pistol-only challenges. The game will be played on the Elite difficulty, aka the hardest option. Enemies will be more vigilant, have increased accuracy, inflict more damage, and so on. Health regeneration is severely slowed. Next, we must beat the game. There are plenty of missions to complete. It'll be interesting to see how things fare. Lastly, glitches and or exploits are allowed, so expect some cheeky ways to take down enemies and get around areas. I've really enjoyed going through these games, seeing if pistols only are possible. I started this on the Star Wars Republic Commando game, so check that out alongside the various other entries. You guys have really enjoyed this series. Because of that, I want you guys to choose the next game that I should attempt. Make a poll for this to gauge your responses, so be on the lookout for that. Make sure to smash the like button, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Without further ado, let's get into the run. The prologue in the game has a secure convoy with, well, that's nice. Straight away, the game throws us a sniper rifle. Well, thanks for watching the video. This was the challenge. Yeah, jokes aside, it is really unfortunate, but as I've come to realize, especially from the COD videos, these FPS games can have many quote-unquote on-the-rails sections, snipers, shotguns, crossbows, and so on. This is just one example, so we have to see if the game has others further down the line. This is when we meet the Ghost Squadron, Kozak, Pepper, 30K, and Ghost Lead. They're now being sent on a special mission. This game was released in 2012. Man, it's crazy how much technology has improved since then. Even though these cutscenes still hold up decently well, it's definitely got some issues. Before loading into the first mission, we are given the ability to customize our loadout. As I'm not playing on my old account, I unfortunately have very few weapon choices. Right now we have 2 options that are solid. A pistol that shoots full auto, and then a silenced, more accurate option. Each will have their pros and cons, so it'll be interesting to find out more by playing the game. As we go through the first mission, rescuing Paez, let me explain the game for those who are unfamiliar or in need of a reminder. Ghost Recon Future Soldier is a third-person shooter action game. General gist is to take down the enemies and complete objectives along the way. Basically the normal things that most of these games include. The difference being that this game focuses on the main cast of soldiers having vastly superior technology to their opponents. Active camouflage, weapon information via holo displays, AK ammo in the magazine / reserve, stealth drones, and beyond. The Ghost team have many options at their fingertips. The player can tell the other members to patiently wait for a synchronized team kill or focus on certain enemies if things are popping off. Taking cover is integral for success, especially on the Elite difficulty. Enemies are ultra aggressive, so I'll have to make sure I bob and weave through debris. I have to say, I really enjoy this cover system and how aggressive they are about it. Cool mechanic to make the player feel more badass while being effective to reduce incoming fire. Maybe in the future, I'll have to do a Gears of War run because 3 has been whispering my name for years and years. The initial mission helped me to refamiliarize myself with the game's mechanics, also get hyped for what was to come. Near the end, I was given just a small taste of how this Elite difficulty would come to haunt me later on. For this video, I'll be showcasing this pistol-only challenge differently. I plan to go through the tough moments, beats that I overcome, and if pistols only were possible. I find the story in this game, while not the worst, to be very mediocre and forgettable. I think a good comparison would be Call of Duty's World War II game, not to be confused with World at War. It was a solid campaign, team members having good chemistry, but wasn't as memorable as other titles. I think Future Soldier is in the same boat. As such, I'll be glossing over most of the narrative, talking about the challenge as a whole going forward. If you're interested in seeing the story or the full videos for this challenge, head over to the Voz channel. Here I post streams and highlights from the challenges I complete. I like the way the early campaign introduces all the gadgets, slowly showcasing it to the player. The second and third missions were great examples of this. I started to fiddle with the attachments for weapons around this time, alongside using the full auto machine pistol. It was really unfortunate that whenever I did use it, it seemed like there was never an ammo box to be found, or it was just like I was supposed to be silenced during that mission, so it was just a pain. That's another thing that I should mention, is that usually in these pistol challenges, there are rarely ammo supply crates. Most of the time it's weapon tables with more weapons to just pick up. Sniper Elite 3 in this game had many missions, strangely, where these ammo crates were abundant. Now you might think with a full auto machine pistol, 3 other teammates, ammo crates, crazy technology, and beyond that this would be a cakewalk. But yeah, it's far from that. Enemies will 9 times out of 10 target the main player rather than the other characters. These guys wake up eating bolts and motherboards because their aiming is on a whole nother level. I found that I was getting like 2 to 3 shotted frequently, occasionally getting 1 shotted by those like Halo 2 sniper jackals of this game. It was just so frustrating. I'd say for most of the encounters, I like to run and gun if possible rather than take the stealthy approach, but both have their pros and cons. I found that rushing for the objective was much better than crawling for 2 miles, then getting picked off right before a checkpoint. This is when I started to do some of the guerrilla mode. Why do the side mode and not the campaign? Strangely, many attachments and weapons are tied to completing challenges or engaging with the guerrilla firefight mode. The other 2 pistols that I've yet to use are tied behind this. Either get 5 enemies with a missile strike, or take down 1,000 opponents in the mode, or the other. Yeah, I was not going to do the 1,000 enemies for obvious reasons. I did have a lot of fun in this mode, more so than I would have thought. Would still rather play the MW3 Special Ops compared to this, but still it is solid. I think this is a good time to further talk about why pistols can be such a challenge. Pistols in past challenge runs have been solid choices to use, but in most cases they were almost always semi-auto. MW2 and BO1's challenge runs introduced many machine pistols with high fire rates and usually a larger magazine. In those challenges, things were still tough, as they were on the veteran difficulty, but those auto rapid sprays proved way more effective than semi. This game does have a few full auto pistols. Major downside is that their reserve ammo is lower compared to the others. Suppressive fire is a mechanic in this game. When the player or their allies are getting shredded with bullets, they'll be forced to bunker down and cover. Aiming while getting raided with bullets is impossible, so with a pistol, it's much harder to hit that shot, because yeah, you're only getting like 1 to 2 shots max before you start spraying again. The point that I want to make clear is that this game, with the difficulty and parameters set in place, is fun yet challenging experience. That's what I really enjoy with these games / challenges, is having fun while outwitting or exploiting the game's mechanics. This requires me to change the way I would normally approach each situation, thus making the playthroughs more fresh each time. I wish this game and Star Wars Republic Commando somehow melded together to form a Super Saiyan version. Each game is really solid, but man, imagine a modern Republic Commando with this game's movement, the walling, sync shots for silent takedowns, and so on, then the tactical commands from the Commando game. That would be absolutely awesome. So many things about these games were incredibly underrated, and I've been fascinated by how few other games have used these mechanics. I'm very happy that the KOTOR series is getting some love with an upcoming sequel in the future, but it would be great to see the Commando games get a similar treatment. In the prologue, we found out that near immediately pistols only were not possible, but there would be numerous sections where non-pistols were given. I was strangely surprised by how much I was able to use them. This game gave the player a lot more freedom than the COD games, but not as much as Sniper Elite 3. Still, around 10% of the game forced me to use some type of special gun or interact with some futuristic tech. That is unfortunate. I think the frequency of non-pistols is much better than the BO1 challenge, but it would have been more interesting to have more freedom. Elite difficulty was truly something else. It knocked the wind out of me more times than I care to admit. I know at least a few of the end sections that had multiple deaths. All in all, this was a tough but fulfilling challenge to go through. I got to have a lot of fun, reminisce on the 360 days, and provide an entertaining challenge. Before I go, I expect a KOTOR video this upcoming week or the week afterwards, and it'll be finishing the force-only runs. I'm planning to write and edit 2 of these KOTOR videos before I go on vacation next month. I don't want to rush these, so I'll see how things go. If not, one this month and one after I get back. I know many people enjoyed those videos, so I like to keep you guys informed. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. It genuinely helps to support the channel and push the video to others who might enjoy it. Try to do something kind for someone today, whether it's a small or large gesture. This is your boy Skilled Fawn, and I'm out.